Because of the journeying ritual, I will forego the homily today, so let me just offer a few exegetical remarks about the readings. That first reading comes from Isaiah the prophet. I want you to go back and read Isaiah the prophet. It's a long book, it's got 55 chapters in it, but the first half of it comes from a period about 700 years before Christ. The second half, beginning in chapter 40, from which today's text is taken, is written by a different author 200 years later, during the exile of the Jewish people in Babylon, where they were very discouraged, they were very downcast and felt abandoned. And whoever wrote this was meant as a prayer and a reassurance that God was with them. They were in exile for about 50 years, and this was to reinforce their faith and their belief that God's providence would always be sufficient for them. Can a mother forget her child? Even if she does, God will never forget you. Think about that when you are in exile or in your difficult times in life. Go back and read. Begin chapter 40 in the book of Isaiah. When you look at biblical authorship, by the way, Matthew didn't actually sit down and write that gospel. It's written according to Matthew. So authorship in the biblical conversation is not necessarily the person who writes the book, but it's written faithful to the tradition and the teachings of the person, whoever wrote it. And therefore it's the gospel according to Matthew, because it's faithful to his teaching and his tradition. The gospel reading takes this very same theme and said, why are you anxious if you believe that God is watching over you? And therefore the theme, the very powerful theme that runs through these readings that I wish you to take with you is, life is uncertain. Are you comfortable with uncertainty in your life? If you believe, you are in the hands of God. Amen.